Robert Greene nicely said in his book that mentorship is the only way he thinks a person can develop faster. He doesn't see any other shortcut than having a mentor. Also, when you noticed is that there is a huge potential value of someone looking at your situation from a side. So this leads me to a question: where the real benefits of career coach or benefit lies based on your experience? Because me as a professional, I'm so used to that. If I need to do something from other fields, and I contract that person, or I contract person who represents me in other region, so we support each other as professionals. And now you said that people sometimes afraid to use mentor and coach. What might be this fear, and how valuable actually is mentor and coach in that situation?
There can be a fear, and sometimes the fear is actually the cost. And coaches and mentors have to be cognizant of that, but not everybody comes from the same background and can afford the cost in some situations. So mentors and coaches have to be realistic about what, and it depends on the motivation. I would do a lot of voluntary work. I would do a lot of discounted work. And I can also charge high premiums for people that can afford, and companies that can afford to pay this, okay? So you've got to be realistic on this. At the same time, you've got to be consistent to your own needs as well. But in terms of a mentor and a coach can be invaluable to a person. Invaluable. Because a lot of times you can do self-coaching yourself. You can self-coach yourself, but it can be difficult because you're competing with your own thoughts. Whereas a coach and a mentor, a really good coach and mentor can listen to the problems and obstacles that you're presenting. They can ask certain questions that can help you to develop really powerful insights on how to move forward and how to come up with solutions. A really good coach will help you to come up with the solutions yourself. That's the real difference between coaching and mentoring. A coach will actually help you to identify the problems and develop the insights and come up with the solutions yourself. But they will ask the right questions and encourage you and give you the confidence and the resolve to decide on decisive actions that are going to help you to move forward towards your objective. And it's a great way of actually basically making the direction clear and the path clear. Whereas if you try to do this yourself, there's so much noise, so much activity going on around you. If you can't do this, you take an hour, half an hour with a mentor or a coach, and it's just you two talking, you can achieve so much in that short space of time. It's amazing how much you can achieve. And it's amazing that the impact that it actually has, and really clarifies what the person really wants to do and how they're going to do it. But not only that, it gives them the resolve and motivation to go and do it. They really want to do it. And they can't wait to get started. They can't wait to get out and get started. And that's, you won't get that from anything else, to be honest. You get that from coaching and mentoring. The mentoring aspect, and I do both, sometimes depending on what area they're trying to move into or what change they're trying to make, it's useful now and again to get some advice also. Where for example, if it was a startup situation, self-employment, I would try get them to come up with most of the solutions themselves and to be clear about what they're trying to achieve and what they're prepared to do to achieve it. But sometimes there might be a technical issue, or it could be a marketing issue, or it could be a financial issue that they're not too sure how to do this. So I would say, okay, here's a bit of mentoring now. This is how you can do marketing on bootstrapping on a shoestring. This is how you can actually get some advertising, won't cost you anything. This is how you can do this. So this is how you can avail of certain, for example, startup grants or feasibility grants. This is how. So I give them that mentoring stuff as well and advice. But I try to, as much as possible, have as much coaching as I possibly can in it, so they are coming up. Because if you come up with the solutions and the direction yourself, much more effective, because it's you've come up with it. I've just basically been the facilitator to help that to come out, and then where you need, I can give you the mentoring as well to make sure that you you can avail of the right opportunities quicker than if you were trying everything, basically. But it's really, really effective. And the difference I've seen in people that it's made to them where they're clear on what they want to do, they're motivated what they want to do, and they really go after it, and it's very, very successful. And that wouldn't happen except for a mentor.
Perfect. And you started with something when you say that the biggest fear for them is, and I was thinking that a lot, the biggest fear for them is sometimes financial investment.
Mhm.
And I was putting myself in the situation, and for a long time it was for me. But one time I was doing a Tony Robbins training. He said something that changed really my mind and look on this. He said, can you really not afford to do it? Because what are the consequences if you won't do it? That the terrified picture that you're stuck in one place, that for next X amount of years, that you won't progress, makes you motivated. Okay, how I can actually make it work it out, how I can talk to the mentors to make it possible, and that really changed my approach, not only to mentorship, but also we talk about networking or connecting with other people. And another thing from that training I very often use in my practice. Interview very often is about not only skills or answering questions, but sometimes a training on managing your emotions. And that is invaluable skill, whether you do networking, whether you're on interview, whether you're in a private situation, in social context. You gain so much if you do certain simple exercises that the coach and mentor can suggest to you. And what he said again, can you afford not manage your emotion? He said the financial value you lose by not managing your emotions is tremendous. And that really got me thinking. And at the start of my career, I want to make sure that these elements are also included in the process. And being able to understand, and that's why awareness, I think it's huge part of the whole process. Understand your emotions and how you choose, not the situation, you choose how you want to respond to the situation. And the last thing you actually inspired me to share is that people need to discover themselves. So you're the kind of facilitator. I remember when I was lecturer assistant on intellectual property, and I've decided to create one lecture a little bit different way. And this was a court case. They need to discover the real arguments, that how to win the case, where prosecution, and they need to argue in front of the judges. Judges need to give the verdict, deliver the verdict, and of course, they need to give the reasons why they decided this way. And that, when they discover, they start, using different types of processing and this type of thinking, and that self-discovery is much more powerful than someone tell you what. We as people don't like to be told what to do, and that's the thing. The skill coach and mentor is the guy who asks questions. And there is a very famous things especially in tech, in IT, that very often coders just verbalize the problem to someone else, and during the sharing of this problem, they find solution, and that is so vital and important. Brendan, just two last questions. Well, what did you think about this video? Feel free to join our LinkedIn group and comment below the video. Hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you.